Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you? Hope you're already having an amazing Wisdom Wednesday. That's what today is. My beautiful Dr. LisaSantiagoMcNeill has an important hair appointment right now. So she's not going to be here. So those of you guys who tune in just to see the pretty, you're going to miss her today because it's just me. But I do have a topic that I think is important. I have a topic that I think is important, and I want to talk to you guys about it. And as soon as I can get my phone put an update on that, just drives me nuts. They put an update on, and I don't like it because I didn't ask them to put the do not disturb in the settings instead of just a pull down. I didn't ask it to do all these other crazy things that it just decided that it wanted to do. So now when I want to go to do not disturb, I got to go through 3 or 4 steps instead of just pull it down, drop and drag, done. Okay, anyway, I digress. Our topic today, Wisdom Wednesday, selling the critical skill. Of course, I'm going to talk about selling, especially when Dr. LisaSantiagoMcNeill is not here with us today. Of course, I'm going to talk about that. The reason why I'm going to talk about that is because I am journeying through a classic book that was originally published in 1939. I'm journeying through this book again. The book was written by Napoleon Hill. Now, when I say 1939 and Napoleon Hill, a lot of people knee-jerk go to, oh, he's doing Think and Grow Rich. And I used to think Think and Grow Rich was originally published in 1939, but I'm not. Think and Grow Rich was originally published in 1937. 2 years later, Dr. Napoleon Hill came out with this book called How to Sell Your Way Through Life. How to Sell Your Way Through Life. And this is published originally in 1939. And the concept, and he was talking about how the critical skill of life is selling. The critical skill, the ability to convey what your thoughts or your ideas or your propositions or your products or your services in exchange for something. To offer this in exchange of that, to offer it in exchange of. And he calls that the critical skill of life. One of my more modern books, which is another favorite of mine, is a book called To Sell is Human by Daniel Pink. And he basically, if you're employed anywhere, if you have a job, if you earn money in any kind of way, you're a part of the sales cycle of your company. You're in sales. He makes the point that we're all in sales, whether we like it or not. I love selling, and I love the art of it, and I love thinking about it. I love reading about it. I love talking about it. I love watching videos about it. I love watching movies about it. It's a large part of my life. Good morning, brother Uzama Ra. How you doing, man? Good morning, Miss Phyllis George. How are you doing, my sister? Um, and I'm only typing those 2 names because those are names that I see in the comment section. So if you're here, drop your name in the comment section. Say hi to me so I can shout you out as well. But we're going to have a good time today. We're going to do all the stuff that we normally do. We're going to read your comments. We're going to talk about those things. We're going to have today in African American history, but even more at 9:15 today. This is Wisdom Wednesday. At 9:15 today, we have a submission from our inspirational speaker, Mr. Mark Greer. He's been, for more than a year and a half now, he's been submitting 5-minute inspirational messages on a Wednesday. So at 9:15, I'm going to put that on for us to, I don't know what he's going to say, but I do know it's going to be dynamic. So whatever Mark Greer wants to share with us, why did I pick up my phone? I was about to do something really, really important. What I was going to do, I know I already put it on Do Not Disturb. Oh, I know what I was going to do. I was going to pull up the comment section from my page. This is the comment section from Lisa's page. Okay, that's what I was going to do. See what happens when you're working solo? Now, for those of you who are brand new here, this podcast is called Let's Talk About It. And we talk about personal conversations, business information, and spiritual inspiration with a little bit of shenanigans thrown in. We've been doing this podcast since October of 2016. What? October of 2016. That means October of 2017. That was year one. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. That means we've been doing this 9 years now. We're 9 years of doing this. Normally, it's Dr. Lisa on my left. 9 years, Monday through Friday. Yes, we do. We do this podcast 5 days a week, Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. every day. Monday through Friday. Some of you guys are regulars, like Brother Uzama Ra and Miss Phyllis George. And there's a bunch more of you guys that are regulars on here. And we appreciate getting to know you over time, learning about you and what you do and all that. So, and we've gotten to the place now where we can have some themes, you know, like Wisdom Wednesday, Thankful Thursday, Shout It Out Friday. We have some themes on here and we try to make it fun. But the show is driven, this podcast is driven by the comment section. So let's go ahead and start it off. Now, the topic that Lisa put on here is selling the critical skill. I very often like to look at these things like what's the most important skills for business? And people list some things, most important skills for business. And they'll list some things like a business plan, to have some savings. If you're about to launch it, to have some savings, 6 months, a year, 2 years worth of savings before you go into business. You got to have good credit or business credit. You see all these things listed. You got to have, I said, what's the most important skills? They'll say these kinds of things. The skill of delegation, the skill of, what do you call it? Being organized. And sometimes on those lists, they list the ability to sell. Some of those lists list the ability to sell as number one or two or three, our most important skill. I am of the opinion, and I have lots of people smarter than me that'll back me up. Unless you can sell, you should not go into business. However, the converse is also true. If you can sell, you should be in business for yourself. Good morning, Dr. Beverly. She says, grand rising to my favorite, awesome, beautiful family. And she's not talking about just me. She's talking about you too. You guys that are regularly here, the guys that make up our circle, our regular circle of the Empowerment Duo family. What say you? What do you, how important do you think it is, Uzama? Because you may think it's not that important anymore. Some people think customer service is more important. How well you serve the customer, how well you treat the customer is more important than the ability to sell the customer. How well you treat them is critically important. How you treat the customer, but you don't have a customer until a sale is made. That's right. You don't have anybody to serve until someone makes a sale. That's just how it goes. You know, people you follow up on, you know, once they become your client, you got to follow up on them. That's true. Once they become your client. Customer service is a part of selling. Yes, it is. And you know, Dr. Beverly, I'm so happy you put it that way. I've learned in my adult life that some people are better at selling than they are at customer service. And some people are better at customer service than they are at selling. For example, me, I dabbled in the insurance game, but I wasn't going to just be on someone's sales force. I wanted to go and open my own agency right away. I went and got my license, and I even chose a name for my insurance agency because I felt like I could recruit agents, and I felt like I could train them on how to sell, and I could be a vendor of different company stuff, and all the companies had to do was just show me their paperwork, show me what they had to offer, and I could train on sales. So why bother going through that stuff? So that was my big idea, Dr. Beverly. I even came up with a name for my insurance agency. It was going to be Reward Insurance Agency. So I was launching into the deep. And what I learned, Dr. Beverly, is the way I set it up. Every customer that I sold, every client that I sold a policy to, I had to now service them. In an insurance game, you have to service a lot. You have to explain it to more than one person in the family. You may have to follow up a lot. You got to do a lot of that stuff. And I quickly discovered with me and my personality the follow-up servicing and the follow-up customer service, I didn't want to do that. That wasn't what I wanted to do at the time. This is many years ago. I was going to do this many years ago, but I didn't want to do that part of it. So I either had to hire that part of it quickly or not. But anyway, what happened was the transitions of my life. Um, God showed me what my real path should be. It wasn't that. Okay, my real path should be what I'm doing now, helping people, because I believe that selling, Dr. Beverly says selling is a part, customer service is part of selling, but I believe that selling, and hear me clearly, is a blessing. It's a blessing to the person that gets helped by what you're offering. It blesses them if it improves their life, and it blesses you too because you earn from that. Everyone is blessed when the client gets the right thing for them. Can I get an amen on that thought? The word sell itself is an original Greek compound word coming from two words, S-E-L and Y-E, which literally means to help. Your job is to help people to get the goods and services that they want or need. Speaking of which, if you just happen to be can be in the Concord, North Carolina area um, on Thursdays at 1 p.m., my wife and I, we're hosting. Thank you. Amen. We're hosting a live and in-person networking meeting. Dr. Beverly, if you could be there one of these Thursdays, I would love to have you as a featured speaker. I'm actively looking for people that are coming on Thursdays. So line up, pick up your Thursday. If you know someone that could be live, line up, 20-minute talk, talking about you, your business, what you do, how you can help the others, how you can help the world. You can do a 20-minute live spoken commercial. So if you're in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, or Huntersville, or Concord, or Harrisburg, or Kannapolis, or Salisbury, if you're in any of these areas and you want to, and you can use your 20-minute time, you can record it, of course, but use it for your speaker reels, for your promo videos. You can use your talk in front of our audience that we will build. We'll build the audience, but I want to line up my speakers. I want to get a bunch of them lined up. That's my objective right now. It's big in my mind. So if you know someone in this area that wants to give a 20-minute talk or to build their audience or to network, it's a networking meeting. It's called Business Club of Concord, Business Club with a K. It's networking and learning. It's going to have a sales slant because I'm leading. My wife and I are leading it. So it's going to always have a sales slant to it. Every lesson, every meeting is going to have something to do with selling yourself and selling your services. So that's what we're going to do. It's 9:12. That means in 3 minutes, we're going to have Mark Greer coming here. Mark Greer is under a groove. I hear your amens. Where are my people this morning? It ain't the same. Is it the topic or is it the absence of Dr. Lisa? Because I like it when Lisa's here too. But every now and then, one of us has to be gone. There's been a few occasions where she had to run it by herself. And there's been more times where I had to run it by myself, but that's okay. I can handle it by myself, except for the songs. Those are always difficult for me to do the songs. And what are the songs? The songs are our way of saying thank you to our consistent contributors like Lena Janelle, who just popped in the room. Good morning, Lena Janelle. Lena Janelle, baby. Good morning to you, my sister. Even seeing her name pop up on my Facebook feed, that song goes through my head. That's her greeting song. So at 9:42, we do the greeting songs. Dr. Beverly says, customer service, building relationship, trusting your own product gives you confidence in your offer to sell. Amen, amen, and amen. She made 3 points, and I can amen all 3 points. It's 9:13. 2 minutes to Brother Mark, 9:14, excuse me. 1 minute to Brother Mark Greer's submission. Woo, woo, woo. I don't know what he's going to say, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm ready for some Mark Greer. It's been a long time till we get some Mark Greer. If y'all don't know what Mark Greer is, brace yourself, because he speaks from the heart. He's got a word for you. We're going to get that in today. selling the most critical skill. In my classic book, 932, the nine most important words, the three most important skills, and the two most important questions. That's my book that I won an award for called 932. And the three most important skills of life that I list in my book is the ability to lead, the ability to communicate, and the ability to sell. I think these three skills, lead, communicate, and sell, communicate, sell, and lead, sell, communicate, lead, no matter what order it is. I think those three skills have more to do with your happiness or sadness than any other skills. I believe those three skills have more to do with your prosperity or poverty than any other skill. It's now 9:15. It's that time. Let's see what Mark Greer has to say. Come on, Mark. Uh, See, Dr. Lisa said she thought I can be able to do it. Let's see. Come on, Mark. I added it to the screen, but it didn't play. Let's see. Play, man. Oh man, I was so looking forward to it. Let's see if I can figure this out. Maybe somebody I'm gonna figure this out. I really wanted it to play. Oh my goodness. Because Dr. Lisa does all of this. This is her desk. This is her stuff. So I'm looking up, seeing if she left it up there somewhere where I could get it to play. Man, I built it up too much. Here we go. Let's see. This it? Okay. All right. Let's see. Mm. Dr. Deborah says she don't hear him. No sound. Oh. Man, baby. Oh my goodness. Now I can't find my anything. There's so much stuff on here. Let's see. No one is hearing it, and I think I messed up the whole show. Let me see if I can get it back right. All right, I think I messed up everything. Can y'all hear me now? Can you hear me now? Yes, no. Can anybody hear me? No one can hear me? Let's see. All right. Yes, no. Can anybody hear me? All right, I think you can hear me now. All right, so I'm gonna have to run that tomorrow when Dr. Lisa is here because I didn't get it. Okay, we hear you. All right, Mark Greer was talking about. We were always able to hear you. Okay, Mark Greer was talking about what moves you. What moves you? We're gonna play it again tomorrow. What moves you? What gets you out of bed? What gets you going? What moves you? Dr. Bev says, no worries, brother Brian. It will be Wednesday all day. Just play it later on. Wisdom from Dr. Beverly on Wisdom Wednesday. What moves you? Does any of you guys ever experience this? We just find yourself feeling tired throughout the day, tired all day long, sluggish and tired, and just wanting to sleep a lot. I have heard this hypothesis that you're not just so tired. If you slept all night and you find yourself so sleepy during the day, you're not so tired, is you're bored. You're bored. You don't have anything that's enthusing you or moving you or stirring your passions. You're bored. You're bored with what's currently going on with your life. Is that true? When we get bored, we find ourselves wanting to sleep. We need something to move us, in quoting Mark Greer, stir our emotions. We need something to move us. What is it? What are you getting out of bed for? Why are you going to work? Sometimes if we don't have an immediate knee jerk answer, that means we have to learn something. We have to study something, or maybe even learn something new, or expose ourselves to something new, or put ourselves in different situations or circumstances. What move you? Yeah, you would be, Dr. Deborah. Dr. Deborah says, I have been awake since 2 a.m. Now I'm sleeping. You, my sister, are not bored. You need a nap. You need a nap. That's what that is. Um, so again, if you're familiar with the show, familiar with this podcast, normally Dr. Lisa's on my left. Today she had a hair appointment. She got a hair appointment during the middle of our show, so she had to take it because her due is important to her. It's important to me. Her woman's hair is her crowning glory. So she's got to go to the barber shop and get her stuff done the way she wants it done. I don't know what she's gonna do with it this time. And I was loath to tell her how to have her hair cut. Dr. Butler said, what moves me? The idea of God giving me the grace to get up the next day, to make it happen, not to go to work for them, but him and me. You sound like you preaching from Colossians right there, my sister. Colossians 3:23. Whatever work we do it as if we're working for the Lord and not man. For we know there will be a reward for this. We know this to be the case. I got up here early today too, Dr. Deborah. Because we both are losing weight in my house because we went on this thing where we're only doing shakes in the morning, protein shakes in the morning. And I've gotten to the place where I want protein shake and like chicken breast or some chicken with it because I want to eat just that. So we don't have any chicken in the house that's thawed already. So I got up early this morning and went to the grocery store and got me some chicken breast strips. And since Lisa had to go, so I had to come in, I had to cook it myself. Yes, I did. I had to take it out of the package. Ah, and then I had to wash my chicken myself. Ah, and then I had to season my chicken the way I wanted it to, all by myself. Oh, all this work I had to do. And then I had to I like to use aluminum foil in my air fryer, but I've learned to crumble the aluminum foil, crumble it up so that there's pockets of air underneath it and it cooks more evenly that way. I had to crumble my aluminum foil myself. Ah, the agony, all this work I had to do. And then I had to put my chicken in the air fryer on my crumbled foil and I cooked my um, chicken strips. And at 8 a.m. on Wednesdays, every Wednesday at 8 a.m., I take part in a mastermind group with people all over the world. So I've been up early too. I wasn't up until 2 a.m., but I was up and moving all morning. I didn't get up like Dr. Deborah, but that's another success principle, by the way. Getting up earlier. If you would just get up a little bit earlier, you can get more done in your days. What moves you? And I do want to always go back to this concept of selling. I find that so many people want to reject me when I say that you sell your way through life, that your happiness or success is dependent upon how well you sell your way through life. I find people want to argue that point. Is that Shirley D. Jarnett Wyatt up in the house? Good morning, Shirley. How you doing? Shirley says, good morning, family. I just wanted to say hello and have a blessed day. I have appointments all week, but she wants you to know that she loves you. How about that? Dr. Beverly says, Dr. Deborah, I was going to sleep around 2, working on this workbook, and 2 a.m. is early. Oh, dark 30. Let me tell you, in high school, I learned this in high school. My research papers, my term papers that I would write, I would get up at 1:30, 2:30 in the morning and write my papers. Everybody else in the house is asleep. I'd go to the kitchen table and I could get good writing done right in the middle of the night when no one bothered me, 2, 3 in the morning, and it would come out so much better, no distractions. That's one thing I was doing. And I wrote great papers, but I did them in the middle of the night. I would like go to bed normally, sleep for a little bit, then I'd get up and go to the table and work on my work. Dr. Deborah Dunson says, Dr. Beverly, after prayer, I was up working on my new book this morning. Woo, woo, woo. Her new book, Dr. Beverly's new workbook, publish it. Publish your stuff. The things that you have learned, oh my gosh, you learned some stuff in life. You have some answers that other people may want. You have some solutions that will benefit others. And those things should be 2 things. They should be published and they should be sold. Publish that thing and sell that thing. Man, I've always liked to, when my head gets crowded with thoughts, I'll just write them down. And there's so many things that I've written over the years that I didn't publish. There's a lot of things I did publish. I published lots of articles, and I've published now 8 books. But there are a lot of things I've written out that would have been good if I had just published it. Let me tell you, I was a good basketball player, really good basketball player. I played basketball all day, every day in New York City, Brooklyn, New York. And I'd gotten to a place where I was very, very confident in my skills on the basketball court. I'd gotten to the place where I didn't think anybody could stop me from scoring by themselves. I'd gotten to the place where my skills, I thought if you didn't double team me, you was going to get scored on. I felt if there was anywhere close to my height, they're too short to guard me. And if they're much taller than me, I would go around them. Okay, that's what I thought. So I had this thought in my head that even though I'm shorter, no one can stop me from scoring. What is it that I know? What is it that I do that helps me to dominate a game below 6 feet tall? Because basketball is a tall man game. How to dominate a basketball game under 6 feet tall? That was my thought. So I started taking notes about what I do to dominate, even though I'm under 6 feet tall. I even made notes about what moves I like. How do I bring the ball back from the right, behind my back, from the back, underneath my legs, and spin back this way? How I did my spin moves. I started writing that out too. Um, how do I shoot? How do I always seem like I'm wide open? Where do I have to move? And I was writing all of this stuff out. How do you dominate a basketball game under 6 feet tall? That's what I wrote out. And I had this grand idea that I can imagine an Asian country, someone reading this American, how to dominate this book, basketball under 6 feet tall, because a lot of the country over there is under 6 feet tall. Not all of them, but a lot of them are. And I felt like my guide to how to dominate a basketball game under 6 feet tall, I felt it could sell. Okay, I was in my early 20s writing this. I had to be like 24 or 25. Okay, Mark Greer, you missed so much of my story. But anyway, I was writing out how to dominate a basketball game while being under 6 feet tall because I was dominant and I'm under 6 feet tall. So I was thinking, is it something I know that other players don't know? Or what do I do? Or how do I do it? And I was writing all of this stuff out, how to dominate a basketball game under 6 feet tall. And with the idea of selling my thoughts to all these Americans that are under 6 feet tall that want to dominate a basketball game. And having written all this stuff out, I didn't publish it. Didn't even publish it. And I look back on that as one of those things that I wish I had went ahead and published. It could have changed the arc of my whole life. Mark Greer comes in and says, Grand Rising. Mark Greer, Dr. Lisa's not here today. And I tried to run your recording and I didn't figure out how to put the sound on because I never do it. Dr. Lisa does it. This is her desk and her computer. I never do it. So I seen her do it, but I never do it myself. So I had you on the screen, but with no sound. I could hear you here, but no one else could hear you. I heard every word you said, but they couldn't hear you. And I couldn't figure it out. So what we're going to do is we're going to run it again tomorrow here. Your submission today. I apologize, but I did hear the gist of it. What moves you? We've been talking about it. Dr. Sister Jacqueline E. Rosier's up in the house. She says, Arizona blessings, everyone. Brian, some time ago, I received and accepted some advice from you. You said, do not say you can sell ice to the Eskimo, which I thought was a compliment when I was 13. Why does that offend you? And thank you for your wisdom. Yes, it does offend me. Brian, you can sell ice to an Eskimo. Do the Eskimos need ice? Okay. You can sell anything to you can sell anything. No. When you say you can sell ice to an Eskimo or you can sell anything, it offends me because that's not a salesperson to me. That's a con man. That's a con man. And to me, Dr. Sister Jacqueline, selling ice to Eskimos is contrary to the way I believe. I can sell very well, but I can only sell things and services that people want or need. I can't talk them in anything that they don't want or don't need. And the connotation is selling ice to Eskimos is you're selling them stuff that they don't want or need, but because you're so good, you can talk them into it. That's a con man to me. And it also diminishes the hard work that I took to get myself to this place. It diminishes all the hours, all the money that I spent, all the time I spent reading and studying and applying and trying different ways. It diminishes all that effort to me. So yes, I don't always call people out about it, but I don't really like it. Brian, you're the best salesman I ever saw. You can sell ice to an Eskimo. I know they're well intentioned, but I don't like it. It offends me. But for those reasons. Dr. Beverly says, Muggsy will not agree with you. Basketball is not a tall man's sport. It was your skill and your character and your confidence that got you gooder than the tall guys. You're right. But I just thought, Dr. Beverly, Well, Muggsy Bogues, first of all, there'll probably never be another one. Muggsy Bogues is 5'3". 5'3". He's 4 inches shorter than me and weighed about 145 pounds. And he played in the NBA for 14 years. What? What? And he wasn't a scorer. He was a facilitator and a defender. And he was drafted in the first round. He set up everybody else. There was one playoff series where Muggsy was playing for Charlotte, and I'm from Brooklyn, New York, and they were playing against the Knicks in the playoffs. And Muggsy was terrifying me because he kept stealing the ball from us. He kept stealing the ball from us. We couldn't do nothing with that little guy. And he was stealing the ball from all of us. He was taking the ball from Sprewell. He was taking it from Patrick Ewing. I was afraid of Muggsy for that playoff series. Like, oh my God, Muggsy is terrorizing us. That was probably at the height of his game. But I appreciate you saying that, Dr. Beverly. Dr. Deborah says, Brian, I have never heard anyone break it down like that. I'm hoping that my breakdown didn't offend any of you, but that's how I see it. I can't sell ice to an Eskimo. I don't want to sell ice to an Eskimo. I only want to sell things that will benefit somebody else and benefit them greatly. Jacqueline Rosier says, thank you for that, for an exclamation point. That's why you are a master. A con man, not what I want to be. Yes, yes. And I will tell you, Sister Jacqueline, that ice to Eskimo thing does offend me, but also what offends me is this. No, Muggsy didn't win the slam dunk contest. Spud Webb won a slam dunk contest. Muggsy Bogues couldn't slam. Spud Webb did, and Spud Webb is 4 inches taller than Muggsy, but Spud Webb was a scorer. Muggsy wasn't a scorer, but I appreciate you saying that, Uzama. Dr. Deborah said, it actually makes me feel good about selling. Yeah, that brings to mind the other thing that offends me that people say. When they say stuff like, hey, look, I'm not trying to sell you anything. Hey, look, I'm not a salesman. I'm a good guy. I'm not a salesman. I'm not all about the sale. I don't go for the sale. All of these things that imply that selling is negative. It just bothers my soul. Hey, look, I'm not trying to sell. Why? Is selling a negative? When they imply that it's negative and they perpetuate it and perpetuate it and perpetuate it, that selling is negative. And I'm here to tell you it's not. I stand on a soapbox and I use a bullhorn through my whole adult life trying to tell people that selling is not a negative, trying to teach and preach that it is a good thing to do, not a bad thing to do. And you're not a bad guy when you engage in it. Okay, so that's part of my life's ministry, to dispel myths that people have about salespeople. Dr. W, you might even have been in a room. One of my groups that we host on Monday nights, so twice a month now. I asked the room that something about how do you feel about selling and all of that. I asked them what they feel about selling. And most of them, even though they paid to be in the room and all that, they still had a negative connotation about selling. And then when I asked them, why do you think about selling that? I asked the question that says, if I introduced you to a man and he's a salesman type, what qualities do you ascribe to him? He's a salesman type. They said pushy and arrogant. And they said all kinds of stuff like that. And I said, now, I'm a salesman myself. Do any of you guys feel that I'm pushy? That I'm bullying you, that you have to hide your wallet when I come around? Do any of you feel that I'm sleazy or have ever exhibited any of these negative characteristics that you named? And no one thought I did. No one thought I was the way they were describing salespeople, but I am very much a salesperson, and I think I am the modern salesperson. I think people more like me engaged in selling than that sleazy, backslapping, joke telling, hey, sugar babe, are you going to buy a car from me today? You don't even see that guy anymore. Okay, that's what I tell you, you don't even see that guy anymore. Sales are not the same way because we have Google and we have reviews and we have people can check you out, man. You can't get away with being sleazy. I think selling is the most important skill. One of the great trainers that I like, and it was a very big part of my formative years in business, was a guy named Zig Ziglar. Zig Ziglar. He's from a little town in Alabama. Anyway, he became a legendary sales person, then a legendary sales trainer, then a legendary sales speaker. And he used to tell this story. Yeah, Dr. Beverly says selling ice to Eskimos can't compare to selling water. Ice to them is free water. It's supposed to be free, but they found a way to sell it. Yeah, water's supposed to be free, but we buy it now. But uh, uh, I'm not sure this is where she was going with it, but I buy bottled water. We buy bottled water a lot of times, even though all the time we buy bottled water, even though we know it'd be much better for the environment if we just put a water filter on our sink and drink the water out the sink, put it in pitchers. It'd be much better for the environment, probably be better quality water for us. I know that intellectually, even though I know that it'd be better for the planet if more people did that, I still buy bottled water. Why? Because one thing the bottled water does for me that the filtration system in the house don't is gives me portability. It gives me convenience. I can take it easier. It comes in a bottle with a top. That's why I do it. It makes sense to me. I can see how much water I drink. I do it for the portability. So I will continue to buy water, even though I know there's a better alternative. Where was I? Okay, Zig Ziglar's story. He goes, they say Christopher Columbus discovered America. They also say that Christopher Columbus was a navigator. Okay, well, let me tell you something about Christopher Columbus. He wasn't a navigator because he was looking for India and he was off by thousands of miles. Okay, he was way off. So he wasn't that good of a navigator. Christopher Columbus used to watch the ships. By the way, he's one of the most despicable people in history, but that's not part of the story because he was terrible. He eradicated the Taino people, the Indian people that was here. He used to feed them to the dogs, all that kind of stuff. Terrible human being. We should never celebrate him. But part of the story was he'd watch the ships go out and he noticed the ships would get smaller and smaller and smaller until you couldn't see them anymore. And him had the idea, I'm not saying he's the only one that has the idea that the world is round instead of flat. If we go this way, we can get to India faster than if we go that way. Jacqueline Rosier says, I'm often told, girl, you can sell anything to anyone. That rubs me the wrong way because that is not my heart's intent. I became very excited about what I like, especially when it can bless and change someone's life. Yes, yes. Oh my gosh. I went to a networking meeting, Jacqueline, and we were just meeting people, and then it got down to the end or something, and we were just meeting people in the room and talking to each other. And one guy says, this guy Brian is the best salesman I've ever seen. I wasn't trying to sell anything. He equated charisma with selling. Okay, it's not the same thing. You can have charisma. There's lots of different types of charisma. Jesus had charisma. Okay, Uzama says, I got a stainless steel water bottle and fill it from my filtered water before I leave the house. That makes sense to him. Okay, that makes sense. A stainless steel water bottle, and he fills it before he leaves his house. That way he don't have to buy bottled water, right? Back to the lecture at hand. Christopher Columbus had this idea of going this way to get to India faster. They can have better trade, but he didn't have any money to do it. So he went to the Queen Isabella, and says, look, if you'll give me some boats and some men, we'll be able to open up trade. This would be good business for everybody. And she didn't really care about it that much, but she did want to populate the new world with her faith. Christianity or Catholic, I don't remember what it was, but she had the idea she wanted that. So he realized she wasn't that much into faith. She wanted, the money. She wanted to populate the world with her faith. We could do it much faster if we had the ships. And then he says, I don't have any money, so can you supply me with the ships and the manpower? And she said, I don't have any money for that. And he says, well, look, you got all the jewels here. Why don't we sell some of your jewelry and finance the trip that way? So he helped her creatively finance the building and purchase of the ships and the men. So he helped her find financing for what he sold her. So once they got all the men, they got the ships, they got 3 ships, going out on this voyage. And Nina, the Pinta, and Santa Maria. Why do I know that? I don't know. So they're going out there, and they were out there for a long time without seeing any land. And some of the men really did think they were going to sail over the edge. And some of them wanted to turn back. And some of them wanted to mutiny and kill Columbus. And Columbus had to keep selling them. He had to keep selling them on this big idea. He had to sell them so they can keep sailing. He had to keep selling so they can keep sailing. It's 9:45 already. Oh my gosh. Dr. Beverly, you didn't remind me. So anyway, they were going to kill him until one day a bird landed on their ship. And birds going to be close to land. And that idea that a bird landed on their ship, land must be close, that was the encouragement they needed to keep on sailing. So Christopher Columbus was a salesperson. He was not a navigator. Jacqueline says, by the way, Brian, I am excited to hear you sing my song this morning. Thank you. It will be great. Pray for me because it's that time. Now I got even more pressure. If you don't know, Sister Jacqueline Rosier is talking about singing her song. One of the things we do here on this Let's Talk About It is we thank our consistent contributors with greeting songs and with greeting logos. For example, up first today was Uzama Ra, and he's got a song too, and it goes like this. Bitcoin King, he's the Bitcoin King. Uzama, Bitcoin King, he's the Bitcoin King. Uzama. Now, this is our way of saying thank you, Uzama, for being a consistent contributor. If my wife was here, she would do a shoulder shimmy and all that stuff, but he ain't getting that from me. Miss Phyllis George is a consistent contributor, been with us longer than anyone else. She has a logo that goes like this. Miss Phyllis is here. So clear the way. Miss Phyllis is here. Now we can all have a great day. Good morning, Miss Phyllis. Dr. Beverly's here. She's got an amazing logo. And it goes, Dr. Beverly is on the show. Good morning, Dr. Beverly. And she very often watches from work, and her coworkers get involved too. So good morning to you and the rest of your crew. Lena Janelle is in the house too. Our resident artist and heartbeat and all of that stuff. She's got a jam too. And it goes, Lena Janelle, baby, we gets high off her heart, don't know how to behave. Ooh, that's Lena's jam right there. Dr. Deborah Dunson's got a song. And it goes, Dr. Deborah, nonprofit strategist and funding coach. Mm-hmm. I should have did water before I did Dr. Deborah's song. Woo, that's much better. Shall we carry on? Sheila Gothard is in the house. Sheila Gothard has a song too, and it goes, Sheila, Sheila, storms are brewing in her eyes. Oh, that's Sheila Gothard's song. How did she get a song? She was contributing to the podcast. She wrote stuff that we can read. This podcast is comment driven. Amen and amen again. Who else we got? Mark Greer has a song too, and it goes, so wide you can't get around it, so low you can't get under it, so high you can't get over it. Mark Greer is under a groove. He's getting down just for the funk of it. Mark Greer is under a groove. Nothing can stop us now. That's Mark Greer's jam. Now, here we go. Jacqueline Rosier is up next. Jacqueline Rosier coming to us from Arizona. She's got a logo and a song. Her logo goes, well, according to Jacqueline, and her song goes like this. Jacqueline Rosier, pretty little one that I adore. You're the only one my heart beats for. I'm so glad that you are mine. That's Jacqueline Rosier's jam. I hope I did it justice, Jacqueline Rosier. Let's see, anyone else? And anyone else that's in here, we appreciate you being in here. Dr. Deborah says, Sheila says, oh, Dr. Deborah says, Brian, my song was good, even though it almost took your voice. You're right, Dr. Deborah. I'm going to do it again. Jackie Rosier says, standing ovation, Brian. Great job with all the songs, solo style. I appreciate you saying it. I prefer doing it with Lisa, I got to tell you. I'm going to try Dr. Deborah's song with water in my throat now. Dr. That's what it is. It's too high for me. Dr. Deborah, nonprofit strategist and funding coach. Mm-hmm. Now, I think I came out much better that time. Oh, I wish you had, Dr. Beverly. She says, I should have sung Jacqueline's song for you, Brian. You know, the next time Lisa has to go, I'm going to have a guest. Maybe Dr. Beverly, maybe Dr. Deborah, somebody else in the room with me that knows the songs. It's got to be someone that's familiar with us, that knows the songs. That's what I'm going to do. It's 9:51. I didn't do Today in African American History. I'm going to go ahead and give that a shot. From the classic book by Michael A. Carson, Today in African American History. Today is the 30th, April 30th. Let's see. April the 30th. Oh, wow. Got some good ones. 1959, the motion picture Imitation of Life was released. This groundbreaking film addressed issues of race, class, and gender. Imitation of Life is the second film adaptation of Fannie Hurst's novel of the same name. Actress Juanita Moore received an Academy Award nomination for her performance as Annie Johnson, an African-American single mother who has a daughter. Sarah Jane, who inherited her father's fair skin and can pass for Caucasian. This popular film did well in the box office, clearing $6.4 million. In 2015, the United States Library of Congress selected Imitation of Life for preservation in the National Film Registry, finding it culturally, historically, and aesthetically significant. And one more, 1997, President Bill Clinton appointed Alex M. Herman as the first African-American Secretary of the Department of Labor. Prior to serving as secretary, she was Alexis, that's Alexis, not Alex. Alexis, prior to serving as secretary, she was assistant to the president and director of the White House Office of Public Engagement. That happened in 1997. It's always impressive to me how so many amazing things in the history of African Americans happened recently. And I'm talking about the last 50 years. Dr. Deborah says, that was smooth. Dr. Jacqueline Rosier, Dr. Beverly sings my song to me every time I call her, and it is epic. I know that's true because that's how cool Dr. Beverly is. So Dr. Beverly or Sister Jacqueline Rosier, they'll get on the phone. Either Jacqueline will call her or she'll call her. And when Jacqueline calls Dr. Beverly breaks into song from what Jacqueline tells her and says, Jacqueline Rosier. And she said, every time I call her, she does it. Now I got to keep it going, Dr. Beverly. It's 9:53. I got to go. I'm wanting you to have an amazing day. This is Wisdom Wednesday. I want you to embrace the wisdom that you too are engaged in selling. The selling is noble. It's worthy. And nothing happens until a sale is made. That's my ministry. God bless you all. Have a beautiful, great rest of your day.